waits to return to full action. Of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde, and I am in Green Bay, but I am at the Pickler in Green Bay, and we are this place is amazing. When I learn how to actually play the game, it's going to be even more amazing for me. From the Menominee Falls Pickler. Wait a minute. Riley Yauk is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Hi, Riley.
Good morning.
And from the Menominee Falls, the brand spanking new Menominee Falls Pickler. It is Mr. Pickler himself. It is the Packers Hall of Famer. It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
This is my first look at the new Pickler Menominee Falls, so we obviously have the grand opening tomorrow. But I'm here today, and there's people in here playing already, the pro shop. You remember when we did the Pickler up in Green Bay?
I have a great setup. We need to fix your audio because you sound like the voice of God. More than a little. I feel like it's we can't talk about Bill Cosby anymore, but he does that joke about God speaking to Noah. That's how you sound. You sound like God speaking to me from the Pickler in Menominee Falls. So if we can reduce the echo, that would be much better. I'll say this. I am high above the courts. I'm going to risk it here and take this.
Yeah,
there it is, all the action. Full courts already this morning here at the Pickler. We are excited to be a part of it. And Tausch, again, is at the brand spanking new location in Menominee Falls. I am in Green Bay, where there was some interesting developments during yesterday's joint practice with the Seattle Seahawks. If you like fights, yesterday's practice was for you, because as it played out, and it was nice of them to have all their fights right by where we stand, or where I stand doing the show, down at the north end of Ray Nitschke Field. We had the entire 7-on-7 when Jordan Love completed 3 passes out of 12. And then we had both of the fights during the 11-on-11 that Zach Tom was the primary aggressor in. So it was convenient for me. So thanks to Matt LaFleur and Zach Tom and Messiah Swinson and everyone else who was involved in the because it was where all the action was, and that was fun to be part of. I am curious to see what Saturday's game looks like, because tempers were definitely hot because of some of the extracurriculars. In fact, it was so bad that there were still arguments occurring after practice was over. The practice had ended. They'd all huddled up and said 1, 2, 3, dominate, or whatever it is they said in the huddles. And then there was jawing back and forth involving Keyshawn Nixon and Nate Hobbs and multiple Seahawks players. Leonard Williams was one of them. It was a scene, man. And to see how that played out tells me that there is no love lost between some of those players. But again, I didn't think the fights derailed the practice in any way. I think it was just some guys blowing off some steam and getting after each other. We'll talk more about that as we continue. Riley, do we have Tausch's audio fixed, and am I nearly as echoey as he is? How are we doing over there?
We are currently working on it. The Comrex is not hooked
All right, can you hear it?
and the echoey was coming from the vMix call because it was running through a laptop. So we are currently working as fast as humanly possible as connecting said Comrex, and hopefully Tausch will be ready to go momentarily. However, I can see on his video call that they are still troubleshooting at the moment.
Right. So Riley, luckily for us, on a day that we're talking about fighting,
yes,
we have we have a jiu-jitsu expert. Did you see some of the video of the Zach Tom said he was hitting with an open hand. Now, I have not broken down the film
It was
that
tough.
one of the fans posted, but it sure looked to me, if his hand was open, it wasn't open a lot. It was not a slap, that's for sure.
No, there was some animosity behind his punch.
So as you watched the fan-produced films of these fights, as a pugilist yourself, what was your breakdown? Would you have gone more because look, the second fight, which was right in front of me, the second fight was guys on the ground, and I swear to you, I'm not making this up. My thought was, hey, this looks like Riley when he had that guy in the submission hold or whatever it was.
I didn't see any of the video where people were on the ground. I saw the one where Zach Tom was just wailing on guys, and they kind of met, and then people were trying to break it up, and the bench is cleared and all that. But that's the thing. Jiu-jitsu is not a great martial art for giant scrums like that, because you take out one, you're on the ground choking out one, and then another guy, D-lineman, comes up and starts kicking you in the face. It doesn't work well. So, unfortunately, that's probably the biggest drawback of jiu-jitsu when it comes to a street fight.
So I want you in a dark alley, right? Because you're going to kick some. My question is, are you telling me that if we're outnumbered, your skill set is not going to help me as much as, say, like a hardcore, I don't know, UFC fighter who's going to do a roundhouse kick or Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse? Like, do I need somebody who's going to be?
I do,
Yeah, if we're outnumbered, my skill set will still help for sure. I can take one, maybe two, but if we're outnumbered 5-2, we're in a bit of trouble. That would not be ideal.
Well, I still want you in my dark alley, and I appreciate you being that guy for me. Look, let's be honest. What I'm talking about here with you, in all seriousness, is what the good thing about these fights is that you find out that guys have your back, right? And showing that. I mean, look, and I said this to Jordan Love in my helicopter beat writer way. You kind of got a little close to the scrums for a guy with a cast or a brace on his surgically repaired left thumb. Like he was getting over there where if it flared up again, he was going to be in the middle of it. So again, I think that's one of the things that, and in talking with Xavier McKinney afterward and talking with Zach Tom afterward, I had to make sure Messiah Swinson knew, hey, I have talked to you before. I want you to remember that because I don't want you to think the first time I ever come and talk to you is, hey, you got into a fight today. Tell me more about it.
Yeah.
But seriously, they all talked about that in terms of, hey, this is what this is about. Like, yes, the fights they derail practice temporarily. Yes, you don't want to be involved in that. But the fact of the matter is you find out that you fight for your brothers, and that's a really, really good thing.
Yeah, and it seemed like, at least from the one video I watched, the entire team was in on the fight. So I like that mentality. And Jason, I heard some people say, or maybe it was just Kay Adams, that this was the biggest fight she had ever seen. Is this the biggest fight that you have ever seen at Packers practice before? How does it rank the scale of fights at joint practices that you have seen?
Great question. So it ranks pretty high. I saw that from Kay. Again, I don't know how many fights she's been present for. Like, I don't know how many joint practices she goes to. I can say in 2019, when on the second day of 2 days of joint practices with the Texans, a safety for the Texans cheap shot at Jay Sternberger and it was on like Donkey Kong. Like there was some big time haymakers being thrown. That was a pretty big fight. The fact that this one went a second round, like 2 plays after the first one, I think puts that above the Texans fight. On the flip side of it, I remember, and we were all talking about this afterward, there was a Packers on Packers fight in which Josh Sitton had his helmet off and had it as a weapon on his own teammates. So I think City probably takes the cake because that was a big melee too. But don't forget, when the Packers had joint practice with the Bengals 2 years ago in 2023 in Cincinnati, Elton Jenkins got kicked out of that one for fighting. And so getting kicked out for fighting is not unusual. In fact, my favorite exchange from the entire day was talking with Keyshawn Nixon, who said, I'm not surprised that we had a fight. What I'm surprised by is that we didn't have any fights when we were in Indianapolis with the Colts. That was much more surprising to him than what we saw yesterday. Joining us again now from...
Let's go.
Apparently we need to bring Sarah along for our IT work at the Pickler in Menominee Falls as well. By the way, the team here at the Green Bay location, Tony and everybody that's been helping me out, phenomenal. I'm glad to have you as Mr. Pickler. How we doing?
I'm doing good now. Is it so? If we, first off, pickleball courts, there's going to be a little bit of an echo. I mean, that's part of the deal, right? Like You hear it tink and tink. And, did you get a lesson this morning?
No, I did not. I did get a sweatshirt, which is the first step toward getting a lesson.
That is true. You can't play if you don't have a Pickler sweatshirt on. So I was listening. I know I wasn't able to talk while you were talking there. I told you this yesterday. Coaches would rather have what we saw yesterday than a mundane blaza practice. So all of this now, did it go overboard? Did I see Kay Adams tweet out that it was the raunchiest or the rowdiest fight that she's ever seen? I have a hard time buying that, but things are gonna get a little chippy, and you want your guys. The coaches will say all the right things publicly. The most I've ever seen someone get yelled at, and what I would see is if somebody got drilled or a quarterback got hit and you didn't go and defend your player, coaches get so much more you-know-what about that than this. This is baked into the cake. We know, you do a joint scrimmage, you're going to have a fight. Now, do you want haymakers and guys thrown out of practice? No, you don't. But I would so much rather see guys defending their teammates than on the other side of it where it is just a blah. And it sounds like that's what happened yesterday.
Well, and as Riley and I were talking and you were listening in, to me, that's the upside of this, right? And look, this has become the headline from yesterday's practice, and I don't have a problem with that. I wrote about it too. I totally get it. But it didn't derail the practice. It didn't end the practice early. Like there have been times, including that Texans fight that I mentioned on day 2 in 2019 with the Texans, giving further credence, by the way, to Aaron Rodgers thinking that it was a waste of time that year, that they ended the practice early because tempers had flared to such a degree that they didn't think they could get it back under control. And so none of that happened yesterday. They finished the practice. They all did their 2-minute drills. Evan Williams had a pick on Sam Darnold. The Packers offense had 1 touchdown to Luke Musgrave and another stop that they received. So they got all their work in. Now, as I mentioned to Riley, Tausch, I'm not sure I've ever seen the disagreement then carry over into the post-practice parting of the ways as you go your separate ways to your locker rooms, that you've got Nate Hobbs and Keyshawn Nixon trash talking with Seahawks
Just like,
players.
Nate Hobbs wasn't practicing, right? He's
No.
still recovering.
No,
Oh, I like that.
And apparently one of the Seahawks players said, "I don't know who you are. You're not even practicing." And
I
that
didn't watch
really
that
ticked
same.
him off.
I didn't watch that same film you did. The
Of
Raiders
Arizona.
Cardinals game.
Yeah, exactly. So
Listen, man. Tempers flare. That is true because once practice is done, cooler heads prevail. As a matter of fact, I think it was the Eagles with whoever they were practicing, the Browns. O-linemen are drinking beers out on the field. That's what you should be breaking bread and having once you're done, you're done. Tempers flare. This just lets you know, it's getting to be that time, right? End of camp. I think everybody's tempers are a little bit on edge and a little flary. And I don't think for everybody else, and I think you included, you're not a fight guy. You would so much rather see this because guys care and they're fighting for their jobs and they're fighting. I want passion. I don't need guys busting their hands, punching helmets like idiots. I never understood why guys would throw punches. I have a helmet on. Yeah, go ahead. You want to break your face? You're not going to break my face. And unless you're Mike Tyson, I don't think you're bending my face mask with your punch. You're going to end up busting your hand. I would bet right now Zach Tom is now looked at in a much higher light than he was before because he was standing up for his guys. Now, I'm sure they had Zach, you can't do that, and that's not going to be anything that we want to get involved in. But on the side, they're like, yeah, we need enforcers. We need guys like that.
And the conversation I had with Zach Tom afterward was, I know it's different when you're dealing with us, right? But you seem like such a calm, even-keeled guy. Not as even-keeled, of course, as Romeo Dobbs presented himself to be early on in his career. But, you had to get really pissed for that to happen. And he's like, you're right. That's absolutely true. And it takes a lot to get me angry. But Ernest Jones came into our huddle to go after one of my guys. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to go after him. I'm not going to let that happen.
Absolutely. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Very, very incredible Zach Tom Hulk-ish, indeed. All right, we're going to hear from Matt LaFleur and his conversation with Kay Adams, who was here. Well, not here at the Pickler, here at practice yesterday. But
Has LaFleur been over to the Pickler yet? No, we gave him that great family membership, and has him and Kraft gotten their matchup? I know Kraft and Musgrave have battled at the Pickler Green Bay. Has LaFleur stopped over yet?
I will text him and ask him if he found time before the start of training camp. I know I stood and talked with Mrs. LaFleur for quite a while at practice yesterday. I know his golf game is still inconsistent. I would hope he's a better pickleball player than he is a golfer.
By the way, you don't want your coaches being good at golf. You don't want,
because that means they're spending too much time doing it?
They're spending too much time. Matter of fact, when I golfed with Blazik out in the Las Vegas deal for the Badgers, I actually told him, I said, what's good? I'll be able to tell Fickle that you've been spending plenty of time breaking down film because your golf game still sucks.
I do need to touch base with you on your Sheep's Head game, because I encountered someone last night at the high school game I was at who played Sheep's Head with you once upon a time.
Okay.
So he asked me to discuss that with you.
Were you laying on a picnic table watching your girls watch a game?
No, my girls weren't there. It was Middleton against number 1 and defending state champion Bayport. I was helping out a buddy of mine who needed some coverage from it. And so I was there for that, and then the Middleton
You
coach,
covered a high school game last night?
I did.
Wow.
Nice, good work. I'll tell you what, I don't love giving Jesse a lot of love, but Max had his first game, the Verona Semper. Everybody was in Verona. So we watched a little bit, and then I listened to the second half on the way home. And outside of him, he tries so hard with these analogies. He said something about construction on I-94, and there were a bunch of penalties, and he started doing the beep, beep, beep. And I said, you know what? You got a heck of a game going on here, Jesse. It was Verona, Sun Prairie ended up winning on a late touchdown. But I've said this before. I'll say it again. I think some of the best stuff that we do is that Prep Mania and the video that Hunter and the whole team. And Riley, I know you do a bunch of the play-by-play too, although I think Jesse's trying to take back a bunch of your play-by-play from last year.
He's threatening.
It's some of the best stuff. High school football is awesome. That's my little memorandum today.
That was, by the way, Sun Prairie East, right? Since there's 2 Sun Prairies nowadays.
That is correct, yes.
Well, the only thing better than our coverage of preps on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison is Tausch talking about Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin.
It is, and you know what else is really fun before I tell you about Pella is when somebody rails against polling and how dumb the college football polls are, and then that same person must have said the number 9th ranked Verona Wildcats 600 times last night, and now he's raving.
Yeah.
He's raving about your Bayport team. And
it's number 2, not number 1.
Behind Muskego, after he just said how goofy the polling is. But there's no, when you're talking about number 1 windows and doors, it is Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For long-lasting comfort and reliability, trust Pella. Each piece specifically constructed for your home and designed with innovation, rigorously tested for quality and performance, and built to create long-term energy savings. And there is no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, you get 0 interest for up to 60 months. That is 5 years of no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
Tausch is at the Pickler in Menominee Falls. I am at the Pickler where there are some high-level games going on right now. I am telling you that the rallies are impressive.
You're going to jump in?
Not between now and noon, because I've got other responsibilities. But maybe after that, I know the guys here are curious where my game is at. I think I'm better than I get credit for, but we'll have to wait and see. More Wilde and Tausch from not 1 but 2 Picklers, the double Pickler on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. With Milwaukee making a push for baseball's postseason and the start of a new football season in Green Bay and Madison, there's a bunch of energy and excitement right now all around the state. Speaking of energy, this time of year could be a great time to discover a new way to power your home. Well, how would you like to start saving money while also helping save the planet? Well, all you have to do is make the switch with Everlight Solar. Our family is one of many who have made the switch to solar over the last several years. When we met with the team at Everlight Solar, they outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. It was super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, fierce rivals go head-to-head as the hunt for October heats up.
Let's go light up the night.
Aaron Judge has gone deep.
The Red Sox at the Yankees. Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 Eastern. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Tempers flared and fist flew at the joint practice between the Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks on Thursday afternoon. Not one, but two different scrums between the Packers offense and the Seattle defense, which included starting right tackle Zach Tom and second-round pick offensive tackle Anthony Belton throwing fists at Seattle defenders. According to multiple reports, several words exchanged following the conclusion of the team's practice, but cooler heads prevailed, which is also the hope for Saturday's preseason finale between these two teams at Lambeau Field. I'm Alex Stroh.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Live from the Pickler in Green Bay and the Pickler in Menominee Falls. So you said the grand opening's tomorrow?
That is correct.
Kind
yeah,
of a
where the
soft opening back there?
There was a soft opening last week, and you know what? Normally you would think, like I said, the last time we did the grand opening up in Green Bay over the winter, there was still a lot of stuff. Like there were some things that needed to get taken care of. Bing, 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 bing. This is we're locked and loaded. Like courts are full. We're people spinning their rackets. There's some high quality play out here at the Pickler Menominee Falls right now already. And then tomorrow, I'll be here I think from 10 to 1. I'll play a little bit. You know, I'm battling my knees. Not been great, so I'm going to be more limited than I was last time. But we're going to play. Got food. I think there's a DJ. It's you got the whole thing, balloons and animal crackers, the whole bit. We got everything going on here at the Pickle.
Animal crackers. Wow, grab me a bag.
I think it's in a bucket, one of those buckets.
Well, we look forward to that. Yesterday on the show, as I mentioned, the 7-on-7 period, the incredibly valuable, I was completely wrong about it, 7-on-7 period, was right down where I was and was going on while the show was going on. I was able to give you the play-by-play. Jordan Love, 3 for 12.
Not great.
When our buddy Chewy heard that, when I talked to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, he was adamant that you should never go 3 for 12 in a 7-on-7 if you're the quarterback. Is he right or wrong about that?
You shouldn't. No, I agree. I mean, it's not passing on air by any stretch, but it's designed for the offense. So 7-on-7 should be, I mean, in a team setting versus blitz, you're looking for 60-70%. When you don't have a rush and you're, you should be in that 80 to 90%. So yeah, I'm not going to get all crazy. I'm not going to make any rash statements, but obviously they're going to hope that it's better than 3 for 12. I mean, that's, I think, common sense. But again, you can poo-poo it all you want. Getting some work is better than not getting some work. Even if you're not having that success, having him out there and doing some stuff is beneficial to him and to the Green Bay Packers. So I know you're joking around and having some laughs and having a great time up at the Pickler Green Bay, but there is some value to what even with a
I said I
poor
was
performance.
wrong. I know,
but I can't tell if you're being
fighting it.
No, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
No, I was wrong. There's value in it. Now,
all right.
I think there's as much value as some people wanted us to believe there was? No, I don't. But I think him staying in rhythm and being around his team and doing something more than just standing on the sideline. Again, as I mentioned to Riley while we were working on our technical difficulties, like Jordan Love, when you are a competitor, and you know this having competed at the highest level, you don't turn that off. And at one point, after the 7-on-7 was done, he lingered when they were going to start 11-on-11.
Yeah, he wanted some more action.
It was almost like he was like, no, we got to keep going until we get this fixed. And when the fights broke out, he was over there, like a little closer to the action than he probably should have been if it had flared back up. But that's how he is, and that's a good thing that he is that way. I am curious, though. The thing that I've now been watching with Jordan limited to 7-on-7 is Malik Willis. And I think there is an inconsistency there that you would expect from a backup quarterback, right? If he was consistently star-spangled awesome, he wouldn't be a backup, right? He'd be a starter. That said, I think he has had a really good camp, and he has made some throws that make you think it was more the environments that he was in Tennessee than it was him. And I'm not saying that he is going to be an NFL starter next year. I don't know that. But I would say that you can see the advancements he has made by leaps and bounds over a year ago when he arrived, and 19 days later, he was starting a game in a new offense for a new team that he had not even been with for 3 weeks. My question for you is, you remember the Matt Hasselbeck days. You remember the Matt Flynn days. All the best backups apparently were named Matts. Matt Castle, Matt LaFleur, Matt Damon. How important is it to have that belief in the backup, even though you're not even thinking about the backup until disaster actually strikes?
It's incredibly important, and I think you don't know until you know, and you don't need it till you need it. That's the case here, and I said this all once that Jordan Love news broke, I kind of said, yeah, it sucks, and hopefully he'll be back and all that stuff, but just think of how much better position you're in as an organization than you were last year at this time. Mm-hmm. You have somebody can win games, and you feel confident can win you games. It takes a lot of the pressure off. Now, Jordan is going to push to get out there and to get back and play, and that's what he should do. But the organization can look at this and say, we can win with Malik Willis as a quarterback. And I think the question is, does Green Bay look at what the Bears did with Tyson Bagent? And they proactively went and said, now, I think if I'm Malik, I think you're still thinking you should be a starter.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it'd be a bad idea to go throw a sprinkler at him, 3 years, $20 million, and say, you're going to be our backup through the Jordan Love era, and see what happens. Because we saw the value of what he brought to the table last year. He's doing it already in this preseason.
Mm-hmm.
And by all accounts, I was raving about all these Matthew Golden highlights yesterday. Who's throwing the ball?
Correct.
A lot of times that was Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as if it's – I think he got pigeonholed a little bit as he's a runner. Oh, he can't make reads. He can't do this. Like, I think that the Tennessee era was not positive for him. Well, his confidence is up. His play is up. And I think everybody in that locker room feels like, yeah, we want Jordan back. But if not – we're going to win some games with Malik Willis.
So I actually had this exact conversation with Malik Willis a couple weeks ago. Because remember, he's 26
years. Was that on Channel
years.
3000? Was that on Channel 3000?
I'm sorry you missed it. No paywall like the State Journal, so very easy to get to. You don't even have to subscribe. Okay. But the question I would ask you is, if you're Malik Willis, he's 26. He's kind of rehabilitated his image. And I would argue that this is what you talk about all the time about situations, right? If you go to a good situation, you get a right opportunity, you can thrive. If you go to a not so great situation, it does affect your trajectory through no fault of your own. That is a dysfunctional franchise. They've gone through him, they've gone through Will Levis, now they've got Cam Ward. Like that has not been what it once was. And they canned the guy who drafted him, Goody's buddy. So he did not have consistency there. And I'm not saying that he is a great quarterback, because that would be an overstatement. But if you're him and you're a competitor, aren't you saying to yourself, yeah, I want to go somewhere where I'm going to have a legit shot to be the starter? Mm-hmm. And don't I? And my point to him was, do you owe that to yourself? And while he did say, I'm focused on now, he said, yes, he did acknowledge that. And I think that's, I would love for them to make that offer and see what he does, because I think that might be the best course of action for him, because that's it's how much situations matter. All right, we're going to continue from both of the Pickler locations. Again, the Menominee Falls brand spanking new location, the Green Bay location. In talking to the team here, it's hopping. I don't know the pickleball terms, popping, but they've had a lot of success there. It's very popular.
Ain't no dinking around there, I can tell you that.
No, there's they've got the blue courts, almost as nice as Blue Mountains of Coors Lights.
Pretty good, Jason. That's a lot better than Jesse's last night. And whether you're tailgating pregame, finishing up a beautiful pickleball game at one of the great picklers, celebrating a big win, you know what? Crack open a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light, brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it is made to chill. And make sure, just like the quarts at the pickler, those beautiful blue quarts, make sure your can or bottle is blue. That's when you know Coors Light is chilled to perfection. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on from not one but two Pickler locations. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place, and it has changed the game for me. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all the great new features like watching 4 games at once with multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. So you got to check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Preseason football is underway and college football is here, so don't miss any of the action this season on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 players' stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the executive director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Live from the Pickler in Green Bay and in Menominee Falls, it is Wilde and Tausch. Riley, sources close to the program tell me there's an interesting text on the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more.
That there is, from Adam in the Berg. Call me crazy, but I think Malik Willis is the next starting QB for the Green Bay Packers. I think you pay Malik money to keep him around for 2 or 3 years and see what happens with Jordan Love. I don't think Love is the long-term solution for the Packers.
All right, he's crazy. I'll call him crazy. Like, that's crazy,
why?
Isn't it? What do you mean, why? Are you asking me why that's crazy? You don't think that's crazy?
I think it's highly, highly, highly unlikely.
No. It's either crazy or it's not crazy.
Well, then it's not crazy.
I'm saying it's crazy. You don't think it's crazy. So I don't think I need to even answer. I'm more interested in why you think it's not crazy.
So a couple things. I mean, first of all, we all agree that Jordan Love's floor is that he's a good quarterback. Right? No one would deny that. I feel like I've
better
changed
than
my
Malik
angle
Willis's floor, by the way. Okay, continue.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
All right.
And I also
can we also agree that Jordan Love's ceiling is a lot higher than Malik Willis's ceiling?
I can agree with that too.
All right, I can't wait to hear why you don't think this is crazy then, because we just illustrated floor and ceiling.
Now, before this gets
floor, I think.
Before this gets hijacked and misconstrued and soundgraphed, I would like to once again emphasize when I say this, it is about what were we talking about earlier in the week where we said it was a 5% chance trading for Micah Parsons?
Yeah,
I would argue that this is even less likely than a Micah Parsons acquisition to the Packers. Okay. Jordan Love, you don't have a crystal ball. And while Jordan Love, I believe, is a good quarterback who could turn out to be very good, but I don't believe will win an NFL MVP good. He has dealt with some minor injuries. that were not derailing him, and he played back. He came back from his knee injury early last year. He deserves a ton of credit for that. He has played through some injuries. Now he's had the thumb surgery. I don't agree with Kyle Wallace of KBN claiming that this is he's an injury-prone quarterback.
Yep.
But if the Packers were to sign Malik Willis to the 3-year, $20 million that you just suggested, let's just use that as our number, okay?
Sure. Okay.
If they sign him to that, Jordan Love is the quarterback this year. Jordan Love is the quarterback next year. There's no doubt about that. If he has more injury issues, or if he struggles, or he has look, there have been guys. Remember when Kyler Murray was all the rage?
Yeah, I never liked him
everybody.
as a player.
I know you didn't. I didn't either. But there was a time he had that miraculous Hail Mary to D-Hop in a game, and he was playing at a very, very high level for a period of time. I don't think it was as long as Jordan did in the back end of 2023. But guys do have times where whether it's an injury or inconsistent play, they do drop off. And I'm not saying he's going to do that. But if you were to do what you're suggesting, and this is where I would agree with Adam, if you were to do what you are suggesting, 3 years, $20 million, and he's the backup this year and he's the backup next year, it is an interesting insurance policy if you decide, hey, this isn't working, and you draft another quarterback high in 2027 or whatever it might be. Now you have the Malik Willis. He could be the starter for a year and be your bridge guy to whoever you draft high the next time. Again, do I think that this is in any way likely? No. But I don't think it's as dismissive and deserving of being dismissed as just saying, this is plumb crazy, there's no way it could happen. It may be 4% chance, but my first instinct was to say Adam was crazy, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know what? He's a little nuts, but he's not completely crazy.
No, I think you should think longer about it then, if you think this, because they committed to Jordan Love. Jordan Love is the quarterback. He's got a thumb. Malik Willis is coming in, but there's no doubt Jordan Love's going to open the season against Detroit. And unless there is some type of major injury, Jordan Love will be the quarterback the next 2 seasons. Doesn't really even matter. Let's say he really struggles. That contract and where he's at, he will be the quarterback next year. And if they don't, and this is why I think he's crazy, because I have been on the Malik Willis. He is a heck of a backup. He's done a great job. Kudos to Goody for bringing him in when they had to go find somebody, and then kudos to Matt LaFleur for designing a plan that you could win with Malik Willis only 19 days in your building. Kudos. But he's not going to be a starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. If Jordan Love falters, they're going to draft somebody else. Period. It isn't.
Yeah, that's what Willis. But okay, I appreciate you listening to my suggestion there. Well, no, because I'm not saying he's your long-term quarterback. What I'm saying is that if you decide to go with someone else and you have had such success with sitting guys and not playing rookies right away, if you invest in another quarterback after you somehow decide that, again, Jordan Love is not the guy, which I don't believe is going to happen, then you have a guy to be your bridge guy for a year. So the next guy doesn't have to play right away, just like Jordan Love didn't, just like Aaron Rodgers didn't. So I don't love being dismissed that way, because I'm not saying that Malik Willis should be the starting quarterback or anything close to that. But I do think that, look, the way I'm looking right now at Spotrac, the way his contract is structured, they can, if they were to choose to do this, they can get out after 2026.
Yep.
Which you just said, he's the starter this year, he's the starter next year. I agree. And Malik Willis isn't beating him out to become the starter. No one, including Adam and the Berg, is suggesting that. But he does have more to prove, and I think he will prove it. But I don't want to be utterly dismissive of him.
Yeah, and you don't have to be. I will be, because the reality is the economics of football matter a lot. decisions are made, and then unless there's a catastrophic injury or something of that ilk. The Jordan Love component, if you want to have a conversation about Jordan Love and where he's at in his development, and that is a very fair spot. This is a big season for him.
That wasn't the text, though.
No, I understand. That's why I think it's crazy, because the only thing is, even if Jordan Love's play dips, what we saw last year is better than anything we've seen with Malik Willis, and even with the inconsistency. So you're not going to get rid of someone for someone that is not as good or that doesn't have the floor or the ceiling. And we both agreed Jordan Love's floor is much higher than Malik Willis's, and his ceiling is much, much higher than what Malik Willis can be.
I agree with you. They are not, to Adam's text, if that's what he was arguing, I do not believe that the Green Bay Packers would get rid of Jordan Love in order to make Malik Willis their full-time, long-term, we're going with Malik as our guy starter. If they were to decide that Jordan Love is not the guy long-term because he has an inconsistent 25 and takes some sort of step back or deals with a catastrophic injury in 26, heaven forbid, I don't want that to happen. I would say that he would be the gap guy for when they draft another quarterback so they could let him sit. I do not believe that, but you're the one who's signing him to a 3-year, $20 million deal.
I was just going to say, that is all contingent on him signing that deal and
right.
him wanting
to
agree to being a backup, which, again, I think if he could get 2 or 3 starts this year and play like he did last year or even better, you don't think somebody will give a flyer on him like they did with Baker Mayfield and Geno Smith and some of these other quarterbacks that have had some prior locations that it didn't work for them through whatever reason? I think the best case scenario for the Packers is Jordan Love plays really good football. Malik Willis doesn't get a chance to play, and Malik Willis finds that the best option for his career moving forward is being Jordan Love's backup. That would be for us as Packer fans, not for Malik. Malik, it would be awesome if he got to play 2 or 3 games and then end up getting a fat new deal with somebody else, and could be that he is always going to be viewed as a bridge guy. He is not going to be viewed as a franchise guy until he gets that opportunity, and that's the cold, hard truth about being an NFL player. You end up getting your opportunity. If it doesn't work, you have to go above and beyond to prove that it does, and even then, they're still going to look for the young, cheaper version that can be the guy for a longer period of time than you, and that's unfortunately how this works. There have been guys that have fought out of it. Geno deserves a ton of credit, but Geno is still viewed as probably a mid-tier at best NFL quarterback, and I'm guessing that the Raiders and the Seahawks can look at Darnold in that same way. They are always got their eyes open to see who's next, even with the good play that they've gotten from those guys.
Yeah, I'm assuming Geno would give you the double bird for saying that about him, but you're probably right. All right. I'm curious, on your way to Menominee Falls, did you make sure you stopped by a Quick Trip and got yourself a coffee without a cover lid on it?
Put a little gas in. It's always Quick Trip in this fall. Life doesn't slow down, and neither does Quick Trip. And whether you're grabbing that coffee, an iced coffee, a fresh baked good, quick meal on the fly, Quick Trip's got you covered. And you need to top off your tank? Yep, I did. Fully guaranteed fuel has your back. And perks, so free ATMs, air for your tires, friendly faces, and sparkling, clean bathrooms. Beautiful thing. And if you're not a Quick Rewards member yet, what the heck are you doing? Sign up today. Start earning discounts on fuel, future purchases. Even you can enter exclusive sweepstakes. Swing by. Make life a little less hectic. And you do that only at Quick Trip. And if you're craving convenience, order ahead in the Quick Rewards app. We did that the other night. Got one of those pothole pizzas. Phenomenal. Don't miss this week's quick hot savings. Nature's Touch Milk, $2.99 a gallon. Nature's Touch American Cheese Singles, $1.99 for a 12-ounce package. Get them on them burgers. Nature's Touch Cream Cheese, only 99 cents. And that Applewood Smoked Bacon, 2 for $5. Life is busy. Quick Trip gets it. Fill up, fuel up, and grab everything you need at Quick Trip. See ya next time.
More Wilde and Tausch live from not one, but two Pickler locations. We
Double
continue
pickle.
next. Stick around.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, fierce rivals go head-to-head as the hunt for October heats up.
Let's go light up the night. Aaron Judge has gone deep.
The Red Sox at the Yankees. Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 Eastern. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Mark Tausch here, reminding you that there is no better product and no better taste than Grassland Dairy. Well, the run of success for baseball in Milwaukee has been pretty great for almost a decade now, with another trip to the postseason looking like a great possibility this year. But that's nothing compared to the run of success Grassland Dairy has had, serving up delicious taste and high-quality butter since 1904. That is over 5 generations. Grassland's commitment to quality and excellence starts with the way farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of the process. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable, delicious, nutritious dairy ingredients as they have for all these years. Butter better with better butter. There is no better product and no better taste than Grassland butter. Grassland Dairy, crafting butter for 5 generations. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Wisconsin will need to earn its way back to bowl eligibility, facing the toughest FBS schedule. How the Badgers respond to adversity, a big question after last season's 5-game slide to end the year. Badger columnist Jim Polzien on how Bucky can use shortcomings as fuel for 2025.
The idea of walking into a locker room every day and not seeing any trophies was gut-wrenching and sickening to them. They may play well in October and still go 1-3, and then what? If you're 4-4 exiting October, where are you mentally? Where are you physically? But where are you mentally? And how much buy-in do you still have at that point? Because that's when the leadership and culture is going to get tested.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
It's the summer sales event at Metro Ford Madison, and the deals are still heating up. Drive home in a 2024 Ford F-150, Bronco Sport, or Mach-E with 0% APR for 48 months, $20.83 per $1,000 finance. But wait, there's more! Get a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on new vehicles and 90 days with no payments with approved credit. But hurry, these hot offers end September 2nd. Head to Metro Ford Madison today and visit MetroFordMadison.com.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. Over the past 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's top destination for player development and advancement, including over 468 college commitments and 27 MLB draft picks. Their facility in Windsor is the home of GRB Rays baseball and features over 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training. Tryouts for the 2026 summer season begin July 22nd. Find full training programs and register now at grbacademy.com.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I hope someday we'll sit down together and laugh with each other about these days. All our troubles we'll lay to rest and we wish we could come back to these days.
Tausch in the Pickler in Menominee Falls. I'm at the Pickler in Green Bay, conveniently located near Lambeau Field on Holmgren Way. So swing on by, get signed up. They've got some great specials to get you your membership. So swing on by while we're doing the show. Come and say hi. Always love it when people stop by when we're on remote. I will continue to ask Tausch about different aspects of the Packers training camp, but I want to get to more of this Micah Parsons. I don't want to call it nonsense, just like I didn't call Adams' text nonsense, but Kay Adams was here yesterday and inquired to Jordan Love a Micah Parsons question. I want to get to that to kick off the 10 o'clock hour, which we will do coming up after I tell you about Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666, or go to the website gruber-law.com to find out more about David and the great team over there, all the great lawyers that they have on their team, and, of course, everything David and his group do in our communities. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 Crafted Flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut, 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers are back in the win column after yesterday's 4-1 victory over the Chicago Cubs. Their last tilt with the Cubbies this season. The Cubs did win the season series, but the win snapped the Crew's first 3-game losing streak since May and salvaged the 5-game set as the Northsiders still sit comfortably 7 games back now that it's all said and done. The dub also made Milwaukee the first team in Major League Baseball to reach 80 wins. No rest for the best, though, as they start a 3-game set tonight with the San Francisco Giants. First pitch is scheduled for 7:10 p.m. Central Time right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. The Packers also are only a day away from their third and final preseason game against the Seattle Seahawks. Tomorrow's kickoff is slated for 3 p.m. Central. Plenty more talk coming your way next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, both live from the Pickler, just different locations, which is what makes this show work as well as it does. Tausch in Menominee Falls, I'm in Green Bay. Again, the Pickler, your home for great pickleball, unless, of course, you have a bum knee from your 11 years in the NFL. Then the pickleball is great, but your performance is not as great. Fair assessment?
Sure, I still feel really good playing you, but yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. Is that fair? Is that a fair assessment of my assessment?
Well, considering I've never played a full game of pickleball, yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. And now that my turf toe is resolved, though, I think I probably can move a little bit better than you
Might
can
be the
with that bum knee of
fastest.
yours.
You should have got a hold of Sterling Sharp and Dion because they had turf toe issues their whole career. You got that thing fixed in a week.
It's Doc McKenzie for you, who, by the way, I saw at practice yesterday, and he enjoyed you getting after me very much. So thanks for tuning in, Doc, to my partner, who I'm sure he helped you through your share of injuries, right?
Doc
and
is
he
awesome.
he just helped
Doc's
me.
great. Absolutely. Doc is good.
So Kay Adams was here for yesterday's joint practice, and she sat down with multiple Packer people. She sat down with Kenny Clark. She sat down with Matt LaFleur. And she sat down with Jordan Love. And there was an exchange that started about Jordan Love's wedding. He and wife Ronica getting married in June. I know Matt LaFleur was in attendance. I don't know what he and Bree got as a wedding gift for the quarterback. But she asked about wedding gifts, and somehow it became a conversation about Micah Parsons. And Jordan Love was not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Here is the exchange from Kay Adams' show yesterday with Jordan Love.
Who gave you the best wedding gift?
Ooh, best wedding gift. That's a good question. That's a really good question. My agent, shout out Dave Mulligetta.
There we go, Dave Mulligetta.
Dave Mulligetta gave us a little pizza oven, so shout out. That's my guy.
Pizza oven?
Pizza oven.
Isn't Dave Micah's agent?
He is.
Micah Parsons' agent? I'm just putting
He
that out
is.
there.
He
That
is
would be
indeed.
that would be kind of fun.
Hey, I would. We'll
That
see
would
what happens
that
with
would be kind of. I would just like to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all.
She's a little pot stirrer. She's a pot stirrer, isn't she?
I think it's pretty clear Micah Parsons to Green Bay confirmed. Am I right?
Sounds like it, yeah.
First of all, David Mulligetta represents he's like the new Lee
Like half the
Steinberg.
league. Yeah, he's got half the league, I think. Yeah.
He's gained a very good reputation with players. They know that he fights for. He's kind of the new, without being quite as self-promotional by his own work. He's kind of the new Rosenhaus. He's the guy you want if you have a hard negotiation coming. I don't want to spend any more time on Micah Parsons to the Packers because, again, none of us view that as likely. My question for you, Tausch, is we always talk about, the Packers are so much better off without an owner. Right now, they don't have the deep-pocketed billionaire that has all the money in the world. But isn't this another example? There is no way with a player of Micah Parsons' caliber that Russ Ball would have ever let this get to this point, right? I just don't. It's unfathomable to me that he is still not in camp, on the field, signed, sealed, delivered. And now I find myself wondering, does he have it in him to sit out? Who's the last one to do that? Was it Le'Veon Bell with the Steelers?
Chris Jones. No, Chris Jones with the Chiefs did, and he got his new deal. You remember he watched the game from the
the
suite?
opener. Yeah.
He missed the game. To answer your first question, no. I think that is one of the perks of having an organization that is kind of more collaboratively led, and ego is you try to get rid of the ego in the room, and you try to say what is in the best interest of our organization. That obviously is not what's happened in Dallas. And for all of us that think it's, far-fetched that Micah Parsons could be with the G&G, Micah Parsons could just play hardball here and not play too. Is he willing to give up that money? Because then Jerry's not getting what he wants. And billionaires get what they want. And if that doesn't happen, all of a sudden maybe the opportunity for Micah becomes more tenable than what it sits at here right now, because I think most of us think this is all theater and they're just going to figure it out. Well, it's figured out until it's not figured out. And that's when you start getting into it. So the Packers do things the right way. They take care of their young core players. They try to sign them early so that they don't pay top dollar, a la Zach Tom. And there was a lot of stuff said yesterday by Matt LaFleur, by Jordan Love with Kay Adams. I thought this was fun. I think it was a fun little deal. But, yeah, I don't think the conversation moved forward. Jordan Love is friends with Micah Parsons. I think they broke down the film after the Packers just gutted the Cowboys and I think sent Jerry into a tailspin. And that was the beginning of the end for that was the beginning of the end for Mike out in Dallas. And some of the other stuff that was said yesterday, especially with Romeo Doubs, I thought was even probably more interesting than what Mike or what Kay Adams and Jordan Love had to say.
Yeah, I don't. I heard that this morning with Jen, Gabe, and Shuey. I don't have any idea where Kay Adams got the impression that the Packers were even remotely interested in cutting Romeo Doubs. Do they have an interest in re-signing him at a big number? I don't think they do. But like when they ran their 3 wide receivers yesterday in 11 on 11, the 3 wide receivers were Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden, and because of all the guys that are sidelined, McCole Hardman, who I'm not even sure is going to make the roster. They are in no position to release or trade Romeo Doubs. And you heard Matt. We'll play Matt LaFleur's response to that a little bit later in the show. But Matt LaFleur believes that Romeo Doubs is a really good player. Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst and other people in that building, their concern is, can they count on him to not have another scenario that played out last year? And hopefully they can. Hopefully they can. They can count on him that that's not going to happen again. But whether it's fair or not, and I know we've relitigated this multiple times, whether it's fair or not to hold a situation like that against a player, whether it's viewed as a mental health episode or just a making a bad decision in a time of frustration, however you want to view it, the NFL is like an elephant. They don't forget. And whether it's right or wrong.
How do we know elephants' memory is so good? Like, have there been studies and like, how do we know that?
It's a good question.
I will fact check that while we get ready for trivia. But bottom line is that the Packers haven't forgotten that, and I still believe,
and they shouldn't, and they should not. By the way,
I still believe that if that doesn't happen, he is under contract already on an extension. I still believe
that club. I'll join that club with you.
Like you joined UW Credit Union.
Oh, indeed. And for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. We're going to help you reach your financial goals. And people ask me, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, I want to keep my banking local, member first service, and great perks like early payday. All of that stuff I love. But even with our little skirmish out at the ESPN Madison Open, I still love Bucky. Can't say no to that face. And good news, we're going to be headed back out to the Greater Bucky Open. We're going to spend more time with Bucky out there. It's coming up in September.
Wear a helmet.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely going to protect myself. If you love Wisconsin like I do, and you just can't pay with anything else, fandom will make you do crazy things. But this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
In the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube comments from Dale, Riley, way better than Jesse. Let's get rid of Jesse. That's not the equivalent of getting rid of Jordan Love for Malik Willis, though, right?
It's tough business out there in the ESPN Milwaukee chat.
Thank you, Dale. Appreciate this.
Well, let's see how I bring this up because let's see how trivia goes. Because my understanding is you have been given the keys to the trivia kingdom today. These are your questions.
Oh boy,
they are.
Oh boy,
and they're all about jiu-jitsu.
I wish. No, the category today is the
pickleball.
only.
It's got to be about pickleball. We're both at Picklers. Like, I'm assuming the origin of pickleball. Like, isn't that what this would be about today?
That's a good guess.
That would be.
However, it's not pickleball.
Okay.
The Brewers will be celebrating Bob Uecker this coming Sunday. So figured it would be worth it to do Bob Uecker themed trivia for today.
That's good too. Okay.
All right,
So
Riley, I
pickleball.
like it. I love it. By the way, all the courts except one are full, so it is very busy here at my pickler as well. Riley, what caller would you like? Tausch, what do you play pickleball to? 21?
11.
Perfect.
Win by 2.
11?
Yeah. You do like 7-game sets. You don't just play one game. You got to switch courts. Because obviously if you're outdoors, you're wind, and maybe there's fans. Maybe you like the lighting better. Obviously at Pickler's, the lighting is all the sense beautiful. But you rotate around, and yet you play. It's like an NBA series is how I always look at it. And you play 5-game or 7-game sets, and you play to 11. What did you think you should play to?
I thought you played at 21.
Well, go ahead and play to 21. I don't think it's like a standard deal. We play to 11, and I think that's what most pickleballers do.
Caller 11 right now, 844-770-3776. Ooh, very dramatic point on one of these courts. Big reaction there. 844-770-3776. Caller 11 plays Wilde and Tausch. Riley, Bob Uecker trivia next, so stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, and the last preseason game in Green Bay this weekend means the return of regular season football is just about here. And that has me feeling extra good on this Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. Hallman Lindsay Quality Paints not only has the bold green and gold colors of our favorite team, but every color you'll ever need. And remember, Wisconsin's best painters use Wisconsin's best paint. Be sure to ask for it on your next paint project at any of Hallman Lindsay's Madison area locations. A Wisconsin legend for more than 6 decades, Hallman Lindsay is the only paint made and mixed in Wisconsin and for Wisconsin. Check them out at HallmanLindsay.com. That's HallmanLindsay.com. Hallman Lindsay, great paint, great people. Stay tuned for Feel Good Friday coming up to close out Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, fierce rivals go head-to-head as the hunt for October heats up.
Let's go light up the night.
Aaron Judge has gone deep. The Red Sox at the Yankees. Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 Eastern. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Who is this? The White Stripes? Am I right about that?
This would be Wolf Mother.
Oh, Wolf Mother.
Wolf Mother.
Wolf's Mother, huh?
The Joker and the Thief.
Oh, there you go.
You know, there's petting zoos. There's petting zoos up in the northern part of Wisconsin. You can, like, pet a wolf and, like, take pictures with wolves.
I am
dance with wolves.
Wow.
Did you know that?
No, and I'm going to fact check that one.
I can send you a picture. One of my buddies was up there, and his kid is, like, dancing with a wolf. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You can't be dancing with, what are you, Kevin Costner? You're going to be out here dancing with wolves? And sure enough, it's a wolf. It reminded me a little bit of Jason's favorite when he went down to Tiger King's. What's the name of that chick? What was the name of the chick that you went down to and she didn't kill her husband, allegedly, in that whole deal? What was her name? Carol Baskins?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm embarrassed that I know that name. I'm super embarrassed that name triggered into my head. But Jason went and was like a Carol Baskins. You have a T-shirt from her, don't you?
Yeah, they call it the Big Cat Rescue down in the greater Tampa, St. Petersburg area. We loved it. It was awesome.
You know how some people don't want to be rescued? I think those big cats would rather probably not be rescued. But yeah, you did. You raved about it. Then you got all skittish because everybody's like, what the hell's wrong with you? But, you know, that Tiger King took over the world for like 2 weeks during the pandemic.
Well,
and you were the cheerleader.
Timing.
You were the cheerleader for Carol Baskins.
We went there like 2 years before the pandemic. We had no idea that there was going to be the Tiger King Netflix series. And again, she was erroneously alleged to have murdered her husband and fed him to one of the big cats. And that did not, in fact, happen. They just got divorced.
If you fed your spouse to a big cat, there's still bones left, right? Like, let's say Carol tried that. Isn't there stuff that, like, she ain't getting away with it, right? Like, am I crazy to think? Because they don't just eat bones. Tigers don't eat bones, do they?
They don't. No, I think he.
Carol would have been. She would have been in trouble.
No, she just would have had to find somewhere to dispose of the bones after they'd been licked clean by Mufasa and Nala and the rest of the crew. All right, we need to get to trivia.
You think about that era in life, and you wonder how on earth did we get there? When you start thinking back, it's. I digress. Go ahead. Now we're petting wolves and talking tigers. Hopefully that's not on the trivia today.
So what you're saying is you're done.
No, I'm not done. I don't have the questions, but I'm not done. I'm still engaged. I'm still.
Let me take over. There,
what else did you
King.
just wait? What else did you try to fact check me on that you didn't? Whenever you fact check and you don't bring it back up, I'm right. There was something in the beginning of the show.
No,
no, there was. What was it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Riley will have to double check. There's a lot. I got a lot of pickleballs in the air here. Let's get to trivia.
Okay.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Sparky in Sussex. Sparky, good morning.
Oh, Spark Dog.
Good morning. It's great to be part of the Tiger King podcast this morning.
Don't encourage him. You know better than that. Predator documentary. Can you trust a wolf as a pet? Study shows why you can't have wolves as pets.
I'm telling you,
Wolf and Wildlife Center. Let's see if you can go pet them there.
There's a wolf petting zoo up north. There is a wolf sanctuary, whatever you want to call it.
Do they a petting zoo? Do they have like a wolf dentist who takes out all their teeth?
That's a really good question.
What
I don't
big
know the
teeth
answer
you
to
have.
Exactly.
That's good, Riley.
You nailed
Very
it.
well done.
Nicely done.
Nice job.
All right, Sparky.
I think Dale
this is
might
what
be
you
onto
stepped
something.
into.
Dale in the ESPN, he might be onto something.
Sparky, the trivia category is Bob Uecker. The first question is this. What was Bob Uecker's nickname given to him by talk show host Johnny Carson? Was it Mr. Baseball, Mr. Belvedere, or Mr. Nosebleed?
That was Mr. Baseball, and I saw many of those shows.
By the way, that is a rabbit hole on YouTube that you can go down, and you'll realize it's like 2 hours later when you've stopped watching them. He was on so many times and was so good every time he was on. It is amazing how good he was as a guest. All right, question 2, Sparky, is this. What is the name of Bob Uecker's character in the film Major League? Is it Larry Boyle, Harry Doyle, or Harry Carey?
That would be Harry Doyle.
Just a bit outside, he tried the corner and missed. How are they laying off these pitches that are so close?
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's really good.
Harris winds and delivers. KY ball hit the short. All right. The question 3 is this. How many World Series did Bob Uecker win throughout his career as a player and as a broadcaster? Is it 0, 1, or 3?
I believe he was the part of one championship when he was with the Cardinals.
Sparky.
There's a swing by Serrano, Sparky, and he hits it out of here off the reservation. All 3 correct. 3 for 3. That means you got 4 entries into the drawing that we may or may not do at the end of the show today. Sparky, I was wearing my Oregon track hat yesterday when I walked the dogs. Thank you for that. Thank you for your loyalty to the show, and good luck in the drawing, buddy.
You're very welcome. And Mrs. Sparky and I will be at the game on Sunday for the Uke celebration.
Nice.
Nicely done. Say hi to Mrs. Sparky and put another Yule log on the fire, buddy. We appreciate you.
Back at you. Have a good day. Love you guys.
I love you guys.
Going to be a little chilly on Monday. Hey, Monday's going to be chilly. It could be starting Yule log season. Could be starting early.
Chilly now.
Sparky,
Chilly now.
Sparky doesn't need it. I mean, Sparky's Yule logging a year long, so I don't think it matters. But I heard Debbie Lazaga on my way down telling us about the weather. 66 degrees is the high on Monday.
Well, I'll be able to wear my new Pickler sweatshirt. It'll be perfect sweatshirt weather. By the way, at the high school game yesterday that I was at between Middleton and Bayport, the defending
How bad did
Division I
Bayport beat
champs.
Middleton? How bad did Bayport
39-36 your final. It was a great game.
Nice.
Back and forth early. Bayport starts to pull away. Awesome rally by the Cardinals. It was a great game to write about and a great game to watch. My question for you, Tim Simon is one of the co-head coaches for the Cardinals, and he said you played sheep's head in his kitchen about a decade ago. I'm guessing you've played a lot of sheep's head in a lot of people's kitchens over the years. Fair or unfair?
I have played a lot of sheep's head over the years, and I do remember we played with a bunch of Middleton coaches. I don't recall Middleton's sheep's head game, not that strong. If I'm looking at ranking the boroughs of Madison, Middleton would be pretty low on my sheep's head ranking. It's more of a euchre. It's more of a euchre crowd over there.
Have you ever seen the movie? Have you ever seen the movie Rounders with Matt Damon?
Have I ever seen
poker player?
Jesse and Jason and Riley? I quote that all the time on this show. Pay that man his monies.
Okay.
What are you talking about? If I seen and I've also said that movie more than almost other than the FedEx movie needs to be sequelized. Rounders needs a second one, and what was the FedEx movie? Tom Hanks.
Did you just call Castaway the FedEx movie?
Yeah. Castaway. That's it. Both of those movies need to be sequelized more than any other movie that I can think of.
I gotta be honest. I never thought of Castaway as the FedEx movie.
Well, the whole point, Jason, the whole point on this is...
Stop calling me Jesse.
Well, you're talking like him. The sequel is about that package. What was in that package that he had to keep throughout that whole thing, and the dedication to not open it? Where did his life go? Did Helen Hunt come back in the picture? What was in there? Where did that lead? I want to know what happened to Tom with that package out on that long dirt road. And then I want to hear the story after it.
Yeah, well, I look forward to you doing the screenplay. I assume he ends up with the woman who that package was sent to. After he gives it to her and they have that exchange.
What if she was married? What if she was
married? I think she pretty clearly wasn't. We look forward to the FedEx movie Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Anyway, my point was, back in Rounders, which sometimes questions are rhetorical.
Oh, okay.
Teddy KGB. They're always looking for games, right? They go, Matt Damon's playing with all the professors at school. Then they're finding different places. They get their asses kicked at the police game that they go to. Do you think you could do that in the various Madison suburbs and find sheepshead games at various locations? And if so, where do you think the strongest games would be for you and the rest of the Rounders crew?
So there is no doubt Wood County is the strongest sheepshead per capita in the state of Wisconsin. I think you could get into Juneau and Portage County. Sauk County is known for some good sheep. Dane County is not known for sheepshead players. They're just not. I think you could start getting into the suburbs of Milwaukee, and I think there's some sheepsheaders out there. Lake Country, probably some pretty strong sheepsheaders. But Wood County, Portage, Juneau, those are your three. If I'm power ranking my top sheepsheaders, that's where I would start.
Do you ever see a day, given your business savvy, and instead of the Pickler, you open up a series of sheepshead places?
No, but what I
sheepsheader.
hope. No, that is not going to happen. But what I do hope, and what I love about the Pickler, there are rooms, there's places to watch. It's pickleball is the top deal, no question. But there are spots where if you have a corporate outing or whatever it would be, you could play sheepshead, and I would hope you find sheepshead players that play pickleball and you play a 5-handed game after or a 3-handed game after. That would be phenomenal. Our boy TJ Marini just texted me, and he's a very good sheepshead player. He is not he's not ranked as high as I am or my boy Brandel or any of those guys. He would be I'd say a second-tier Sheepshead player. But Sheboygan, I feel like I've left Sheboygan because there are some good games up. I've played some Sheepshead when we went up to Kohler and in the Sheboygan area. There are some good. It's an underrated Sheepshead area in the state of Wisconsin.
That has been your Sheepshead Minute, or several minutes, brought to you by the film Rounders and by the Sheepsheader. Your location's coming soon to Sheboygan. We need to get to the Green and Gold game preview.
I would bet Manitowoc's probably got some good Sheepsheaders too.
Maybe.
You start getting closer to the problem is you start getting closer to that Minneapolis border over there in St. Croix County and Eau Claire, and that it all starts trending euchre. You start getting into the center part of the state, and you start heading a little east, you're going to get more sheepsy.
Where's the Crazy Eights section of the states? That's more my game.
Yeah, I don't
Great. Know. Awesome comeback.
Well,
the Green and Gold game
I don't even understand. I don't even understand what that is.
Crazy Eights? You don't know what Crazy Eights is? You've never played Crazy Eights?
Well, I think I
with
have.
Your kids?
Is it kind of like slapjack?
Egyptian rat slap.
The Green and Gold game preview is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
What was that?
It was just me, or I got such a bargain. Poorly constructed sofa falling apart.
I just bought you.
Yeah, well, I did just turn 3, I mean, at 67 in sofa years. I am so ready to retire and move to Miami.
I knew I should have listened to my mother and bought that other sofa from Steinhafels. It was so strong and comfy.
Tired of furniture that doesn't hold up to its end of the bargain? Steinhafels has quality furniture for every style and budget. Relax. It's Steinhafels.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
All right, everybody, we have to talk about the new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse. The list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, and the entire 30 for 30 library, which you know I love. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. So sign up now.
It's the summer sales event at Metro Ford Madison, and the deals are still heating up. Drive home in a 2024 Ford F-150, Bronco Sport, or Mach-E with 0% APR for 48 months, $20.83 per $1,000 financed. But wait, there's more! Get a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on new vehicles and 90 days with no payments with approved credit. But hurry, these hot offers end September 2nd. Head to Metro Ford Madison today and visit metrofordmadison.com.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win.
If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the San Francisco Giants.
Fly ball to right. Tucker is back and gone. Bryce Terang, a 2-run home run to give the Brewers the lead.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN.
Switch on the sky and the stars glow for you. Go see the world cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night. There's something in the air you can't deny.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on from not one but two Pickler locations. Tausch in Menominee Falls. I'm in Green Bay. And Riley, our cousin sub of the day for Jesse. Jesse had a late game last night, needed to recharge the batteries. Is that what happened?
He's worked hard all week. I think he put in 4 days. That's pretty good for Jesse. And
He's earned it.
Him and Dennis did do a good job last night in a game that
They did.
came right down to the wire. Because that game, Sun Prairie was leading most of the day. Verona makes a great comeback, gets the 2-point play with about 3.5 minutes left to tie it. And then the offensive coordinator for Sun Prairie dials up a great little bubble screen, feeling pressure from Verona. And Van Vogler takes it 80 yards down the right sideline to close up shop and beat him 28-21. So a heck of a game. Jesse and the boys called it well. It was really a fun game. It sounds like your game up in the greater Fox Valley was pretty good, too.
Let's see if the game on Saturday is a great game between the Packers and the Seahawks. Time now for our green and gold game preview.
Let's take a closer look at this week's matchup. This is the green and gold game preview.
Alrighty, guys, time for the green and gold game preview. I got 3 questions for you for the Packers' final preseason game tomorrow.
Do we care?
Against
is the first question,
Seattle
do we
Seahawks.
care? And the answer is yes, we do. Is that the first question or not?
No, that is a good question, though. My first question is, what's the most compelling storyline leading into this third and final preseason game, which I guess, do you care, could be your storyline?
I do care, and I think preseason has gotten to the point where it has been watered down, and I am convinced that the league is watering it down even more, encouraging teams to do joint scrimmages because they want to make sure they get the 18th and eventually just 20 regular season games. And this is all part of the process. And by the way, I think it's working. To me, who's going to be that Noah Herron? Who's going to be that guy that maybe is on the edge of a bubble roster spot? And we don't know. There was who else is the guy that we always talk about, Jason? I think it was a defensive back that had a big game. Who's that player that is odd man out but does something and has such a good day that the front office has to look at it and say, God, we got to find a way to keep this cat on this squad. Who could that player be on Saturday? That's, to me, the storyline on Saturday.
Yeah, that player last year in the finale was edge rusher Aaron Mosby, who had a sack, strip fumble, and dropped in coverage and had an interception. And I don't think he was on the team before that game. And then he made the roster because of it. I'm going to go in a less positive direction. I think the storyline is their second and third offensive line units, which some of which are going to play on the first units, they have to find depth, or they have to confirm that they don't have sufficient depth and find depth elsewhere. I do not like where they're at in terms of backup offensive linemen. They lost Travis Glover, who we know had a very difficult day in Philly last year after Elton got hurt. And I think they miss him. That tells you where they're at. I feel great about their top 6, regardless of whether it's Rasheed Walker or Jordan Morgan at left tackle. I like those 4 plus those 2 that are battling at left tackle. After that, Anthony Belton, I think there's a lot of potential there. I don't think the coaches want to have to play him right away. I think they like his size and his attitude and his toughness and his physicality. I don't think they're ready for him to be on the field. I don't think his fundamental play.
U71? U71?
If you can create a package for him like that, great, right? Then that's a small package that he has to work with. Kadeem Telfort, Jacob Monk, like, they don't have a lot of great depth, and we know injuries happen on the offensive line. So who is going to come out of this? Maybe Donovan Jennings comes out of it as a top backup, and Matt LaFleur knows who he is. What's next?
All right, moving on to question number 2. Who is the most important player that you'll be watching the most intently tomorrow in the preseason finale?
Simmons. Is he making this team? Is he? I don't know. Everybody was...
I didn't know if that was rhetorical.
It was kind of.
So, you tell me what let me give you the lay of the land with him, and then you tell me.
He's a gunner. I heard you. He's doing some gunner work, and I know you can look at the special flyer.
I know you love that.
Yeah. Okay. You can look at this.
Don't
thing
be mad at me.
picture.
That's Bisaccia.
Nobody's mad at anybody. Well, it's dumb. Whatever. Anyways, he was kind of looked at as like this fun chess piece, and if we're being honest, when he's played, he's still making some of the very same mistakes that he made even as a high pick that has led him to be bouncing around a little bit. I don't know if they have the luxury of keeping him if they don't have a specific role for him, and if he's not going to be a great special teams player, maybe that's the role that they're going to leave. But how much he plays and where he's at depth-wise, I think he needs to, I would think that he needs to be one of those players that needs to have a big game to feel really good about not getting a phone call on Monday or Tuesday of next week.
So there are 4 linebackers who are making this team for sure. Edgerrin Cooper, Quay Walker, Isaiah McDuffie, and Tyron Hopper, who, by the way, has had a very good camp. Haven't heard a lot about him, but he's had a very good camp. That doesn't help Isaiah Simmons' chances either. If they're only going to keep 5, then it comes down to Christian Welch versus Isaiah Simmons. And there's no doubt that both on special teams and on defense, Christian Welch has played better. Would they do to Christian Welch what they did to him last year and tell him to his face, hey, you deserve to make this team. You did everything you needed to do to make this team. You should be on this team, but you're not on this team. Would they do that to him again for the siren song of potential of Isaiah Simmons? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Next.
All right, last one from me. This final preseason game will be considered a success for the Green Bay Packers, aside from avoiding injury.
Nobody gets hurt.
I know Jason loves that. But aside from avoiding injury, what would have to happen for you to consider this preseason game a success?
I mean, that obviously is top of list, but I think I'd like to see the defense really, create some turnovers, because I know it's not going to be the starters. I think you want to have a little bit of positive mojo, in that you're saying that you have these drills that you've been working on and you're pushing and pushing. And I think it'd be fun to get that good mojo going. And I'd like to see this team put together a really solid, good performance, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But defensively, let's see you eat a little bit. I think if you could do that, I think I'd feel a lot better about where this group is, even though probably a vast majority of these guys aren't going to be key contributors when that Detroit Lions team comes into town.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things, Riley. One, I do think it's important, even though I am risk averse. Matt LaFleur was clear. The healthy starters are going to play some because it's more than 2 weeks before they play in an actual game again. They play tomorrow, and then they don't play again until the opener on Sunday, September 7th. That is 15 days from the Saturday finale tomorrow. So those guys need to get some good work. You would like to see your number ones with Malik Willis at quarterback and whoever's left at wide receiver to be productive. And you would like to see their defense get some opportunities to eat, as Tausch put it. The other one is there are some roster spots, and not just, they're going to be on the 53 but not active on the game day roster. There are some guys, I mentioned offensive line before, but corner, can Kalen King continue to prove that he deserves a roster spot? Because I'll tell you what, he's had a pretty darn good camp too. So has Kamal Haddon. So there's a couple of corners that I'm intrigued by. The wide receivers, Yukon Cornelius Johnson from Michigan and Julian Hicks. If those guys that have missed all this time are not quite ready, you're going to want those guys, A, on the practice squad, and B, available for a game day call-up. If Wicks isn't ready, if Reed isn't ready, we know Christian Watson isn't going to be ready. And then, as I said, the offensive line as well. Those are three areas where I want to see some sort of guy seize the opportunity to make this team. So those would be my successes that I would see on the to-do list. And then afterward, you can celebrate with a Tito's transfusion in the comfort of your own home.
Sounds great. You know what else is great? After a pickleball game, a little Tito's. Doesn't matter what, you can mix it. You can mix it with everything. I love the transfusions. You also just Gatorade. You can go Bloody Mary if it's a morning deal, a little spice in your life. Just make sure it's Tito's that is in your cup. And Tito's isn't just about great drinks. Tito's gives back in a big way, partnering with nonprofits and doing real good in communities across this great country, especially for our four-legged friends. So the next time you're raising a glass, make it with Tito's handmade vodka, distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation in Austin, Texas, crafted to be savored responsibly.
We're going to talk more about Romeo Dobbs at the top of the 11 o'clock hour, but before we can do that, our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week are next with Tausch at the Menominee Falls location of the Pickler and me at the Green Bay location of the Pickler. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Try Helix Sleep's award-winning mattresses now at Steinhoffels, 20% off. Visit steinhoffels.com to learn more. Better sleep starts now. Wisconsin will need to earn its way back to bowl eligibility. Schedule, how the Badgers respond to adversity, a big question after last season's 5-game slide to end the year. Badger columnist Jim Polzien on how Bucky can use shortcomings as fuel for 2025.
The idea of walking into a locker room every day and not seeing any trophies was gut-wrenching and sickening to them. They may play well in October and still go 1-3, and then what? If you're 4-4 exiting October, where are you mentally? Where are you physically? But where are you mentally? And how much buy-in do you still have at that point? That's when the leadership and culture is going to get tested.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip.
Unless there's a big boy trade coming that I don't see, Green Bay is going to run this thing back, and you hope that these other guys will emerge.
Available in Apple and Android app stores. Your one-stop shop for ESPN Wisconsin. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Thinking about going electric? Now is the perfect time at Zimbrick Chevrolet. When you purchase a qualifying new EV vehicle, you could get up to $7,500 for eligible buyers from a federal clean vehicle tax credit. Don't wait, act now, because this tax credit is only available until September 30th. And once you buy your EV, Zimbrick Chevy will take care of you with their certified EV service and top off your charge. Never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
I remember the nights when we were young, dumb, and wild and free. When I closed my eyes, I could see you in my sweatshirt. Dancing around that college bar these days. I don't know where you are, but I get to keep these memories forever. Oh, I'll be
This is our last run through as well for the preseason for our green and gold game preview. We're going to go into the regular season without having done any headlines practice. Still figuring out what we're doing there. But it's time now for a run through for our Steinhoffel's Sleepers of the Week.
Hey there, sleepyhead. Wakey, wakey. It's time for the Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week on Wilde and Tausch.
It is time for our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week, presented by Steinhoffels. And Tausch, go ahead and pick Matthew Golden.
I'm not going to pick Matthew Golden. I think Matthew Golden. No, I think he'll be off the list. I bet you he'll be on that banned list by. I'm going to stick with my Halloween theme. But I am going to stay at the wide receiver spot because I think that's where our Steinhoffler is going to come this week. And, I thought last week we saw some guys pop, but there's one guy that I think he's kind of the Isaiah Simmons of the offensive side of the ball. He's done some things. He's there's a lot of fans that know his name, and you're kind of wondering, is he going to make the team? And that's what a third preseason game is about. And I think between being a return guy and a wideout, I think he's going to have opportunities to pop and to maybe pull a Desmond Howard, where you ended up saving a job in the preseason with a big kick return, and then springboarding that into a big-time role. And obviously, I'm not going to say he's going to be a Super Bowl MVP, but Mecole Hardman, just something feels like he needs to show something. And I think he will. And that's why he's going to be my Steinhoffel's sleeper of the week.
All right, Riley, as the cousin sub of the day for Jesse Cousin Subs, we believe in better. You get to pick your Steinhoffler next.
All right, I'm going with a running back who's kind of buried on the depth chart right now. I don't think he's going to get a roster spot, but going with Israel Izzy Abanikanda. He led the team in rushing last week against the Colts, had 43 yards, had like 5 kick returns, made a tackle on special teams. So he can kind of do it all. So I'm excited to see what he does this week against the Seahawks and make a push for that practice squad spot.
You just wanted to show off that you can correctly pronounce Abanikanda.
Yes.
Abanikanda. See what I mean? Hey, look, given the situation with Marshawn Lloyd, who I think is probably going to get IR'd for the first 4 weeks, there's an opportunity for Izzy. There's no doubt there is. And I'm eager to see if he can claim it because I think it's pretty clear they're going to go with Chris Brooks, Emmanuel Wilson. That Josh Jacobs guy seems to be pretty good.
Yeah.
But they're going to want a 4th running back, and it obviously cannot be, given his injury situation, Marshawn Lloyd. So it's either going to be Amar Johnson, the Jackrabbit, or it's going to be your guy Izzy. We'll see who it is.
The Panthers.
Just wait a second. You think they're going to hold 4 running backs on this roster?
I do.
No way.
Okay.
No. Lloyd will be Lloyd. They'll pup. They won't pup him. They'll what? What is it where you put him on and you IR him? And then 3 other guys. They're not keeping 4 and Lloyd. I'd be shocked if they
I don't
did
think
that.
so. I don't think they're going to keep Hardman, and I think what Izzy
not till he has a big game tomorrow.
Abanikanda has also done is give them a kickoff return option. They really like what he did there. They don't want to put.
Let's have a friendly little wager. I don't know if we can even do this on air.
No, so we're not going to.
There ain't gonna be four running backs live on this roster when final cuts come Tuesday. I just whatever. Yeah, like they're ready to go live. We'll do it live.
We'll do it now.
They're going to keep 3 running backs and Jim Taylor, R.I.P. All right, so my Steinhoffel sleeper of the week. What are you watching over there?
I don't think I'm. What do you mean?
Well, you're turned away from the camera. We've got a profile view of you for the last 4 segments.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know, Jimmy. All right, I'll stare right into your soul. How's that? You want me to stare into your soul? I'm staring.
I merely asked what you were. Are you watching a heated match between 2 picklers?
I was. No,
well,
I'm staring into your soul.
I appreciate you devoting at least a little bit of your attention to me. I'm going to take Christian Welch. I am a Christian Welch believer. I love the fact you hear me talk about adversity all the time. The Packers cut him when he deserved a roster spot, and when he had the opportunity to go to other teams this offseason, and he talked with Rich Bisaccia, and he didn't tell his parents he was doing it, he came back to the Packers and then surprised them by showing up at their door in Iola and telling them he was back with the Packers. If Goody cuts him in favor of Isaiah Simmons and the siren song of an 8th overall pick and potential over production, I won't understand it. I don't think we'll see.
Jason, if that happens, I don't think Goody or LaFleur should ever be able to go to the Iola car show. I think they should be banned from going to the Iola. Iola. If they cut him again, no car show for either of them. Does that seem fair?
Sure. I don't know if they have any interest in attending that, but If they do, they are officially banned. You know what they can go to, though? Those are our Steinhafels sleepers of the week. They can go to the Steinhafels' biggest Labor Day sale ever. We're right down the street from a Steinhafels, by the way. And you can save 10% off store-wide or take advantage of their 36-month 0% interest financing. And check this out. You get a queen bed for just $489. You get a dining table for just $599, and big savings on Tempur-Pedic adjustable base sets up to $700 off with 60-month 0% financing. So make sure you shop Steinhafels, because Steinhafels is Wisconsin's go-to place for furniture and mattresses. Shop in-store or online anytime at steinhafels.com. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch from Dueling Picklers starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Home to all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows at the touch of a fingertip. Plus, find featured content, enter contests, and more. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple and Android app stores today. The Milwaukee Brewers are back in the win column after yesterday's 4-1 victory over the Cubs, their last tilt with the Cubbies this season. The win snapped the Crew's first 3-game losing streak since May and salvaged the 5-game series as the Northsiders still remain a full 7 games back now that it's all said and done. The dub also made Milwaukee the first team in the majors to reach the 80-win threshold. No rest for the best, however, as they start a 3-game set tonight with the San Francisco Giants. Willie Adames returning to Milwaukee. First pitch is scheduled for 7:10 p.m. Central, right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. The Green Bay Packers are also only a day away from their third and final preseason game against the Seahawks. Tomorrow's kick is slated for 3 p.m. Central Time.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Live from the Pickler ×2, Tausch and Menominee Falls, me in Green Bay. And let's talk a little more. We talked about it earlier in the show, but let's talk about it now to a greater degree, and that is the exchange that Kay Adams had with Matt LaFleur about Romeo Doubs. Kay Adams was here with her show Up and Adams yesterday. She talked with LaFleur. She talked with Jordan Love. She talked with Kenny Clark. She talked with Josh Jacobs. But it was this exchange about Romeo Doubs that I think she's probably been reading a little too much Twitter to have gotten this impression. But I thought Matt LaFleur's very clear support for Romeo Doubs came through loud and clear. Here is that exchange yesterday with Kay Adams.
It's a tough week because you have to make cuts, right? I'm looking at that wide receiver room. It's great. You have so much depth. What will it come down to?
Well, we don't have a lot of depth right now. We're missing a lot of guys. So, it's going to come down to these guys' ability to go in there and make plays for us. And, there's been a lot of tape. We've had a lot of practices now. Looking forward to the third preseason game to put these guys in those types of situations to see how they respond.
What does Romeo Doubs have to do to not have rumors about him being cut from this team?
Rome's not. I'd be very shocked if he ever was going anywhere.
There's words about that.
No, that will not happen.
Can you sort of explain why so confidently?
Because Rome is out there competing and doing everything that we need to see from him, and obviously he's played a lot of ball for us and at a high level, and he's been a great teammate, and he goes out there and you can count.
There's words out there about this. Tausch, what'd you make of that?
I think it was noteworthy that he was as adamant about that. I think everybody that knows this team knows he's going to be on this team this year. That was, I don't think anyone had a question. Now, had everybody stayed healthy and you see Matthew Golden perform the way he has, and they're high on Savion Williams, and if there was somebody that came across a big-time offer for Romeo Doubs, I think that would have been a conversation. That obviously hasn't happened. And so for this, I don't think anyone that's watched training camp at all is going to say that there's – Romeo Doubs is one of the only guys that's been able to relatively be out there on a consistent basis outside of your number one pick. So the question is, and the interesting part of that is, he said he's been a good teammate and you can count on him. And for a lot of it, you're right. But the question I have is, well, and you said this earlier in the show, if you feel all that way about him, he'd be one of those guys you'd be looking at getting a big-time extension with early. And they haven't. And I'll be surprised if they do. Now, that doesn't mean they can't, and that doesn't mean they won't, but I'll be surprised. Unless it's a very much below market value deal, I think Green Bay is going to have a hard time getting its head wrapped around paying Romeo Doubs. It's not fair. I understand it. You can say all you want. But no question, Romeo, in order for that to even become a possibility, I think he needs to be the guy this year, and he needs to be the teammate and the guy that you can count on to the way that Matt LaFleur is just talking about it. So none of that was overly surprising other than the question and the follow-up within the question, because I just don't think there was a lot of chatter out there. And I'm on Twitter. I mean, I prep for the show in a big way, and most of it's on Twitter. And I did not see a ton, if any, that Romeo Doubs is going to be gone from the cut. He never is going to get cut. If there's anything, it would be a trade. And I just didn't sense that with how the injuries have piled up, that was going to be a part of any of Green Bay's thinking.
Yeah, I think the reality for Romeo, and look, nothing is an absolute here, okay? If you're unfamiliar with the show, I don't speak in absolutes ever.
No, yeah, never. Ever, never.
Which is annoying to some.
Super annoying. Not just annoying, super annoying.
You didn't even have the chance to say it was annoying. I beat you to it. But I'm not saying that if Romeo Doubs has a good season and they see enough from him to say, you know what? We're going to give him a second chance here. We're not going to pay him we're not going to back up the Brinks truck for him. But look, we like what we saw from him, and they can get a team-friendly deal with him. I'm not saying that that's impossible. What I'm saying is that's highly unlikely. Because I know what I'm fact-checking. Elephants, whether they forget or not. If you're looking at this realistically, the Packers are not going to look past that. They're just not going to forget that happened. And maybe he does enough this season, and toward the end of the season, maybe he does take a team-friendly extension where they get a bargain on him and he gets some security, right? Yep. I'm not saying that's impossible, but right now, today, if that incident didn't happen, I believe there would have been an extension for him and an extension for Tom. And instead, there was just the extension for Tom.
Yep.
That's what I believe. And I think that
I agree.
is it bothers me that sometimes people don't think that maybe we have conversations behind the scenes that formulate our opinions, that make them more informed than just guesswork. So I do think that that's the feeling. Again, I don't know where we will be at the end of the season with Rome. I hope he has a really good season, because he had a tough year last year between the concussions, which, by the way, are, let's be honest, anytime a guy's had 2 concussions and missed as much time as he did, that is a concern. Is that fair to look at a guy and worry about his durability from a brain perspective because of concussions? No, that's not fair either. But guess what? They do it. You don't think the Miami Dolphins thought long and hard about how they were structuring their extension for Tua because of his concussion issues? It's not right, but it's the reality. And that's exactly where they're at with Romeo Doubs on those fronts. They better ensure carefully at the wide receiver position so they can dream fearlessly. And they also, much like AmFam, probably have a lot of interest and a fun time with the Brewers as well.
Indeed, and yesterday wrapped up Dream Drive, another successful year there. You saw the Seahawks, their coaches and players enjoying the best tradition at training camp and the best tailgate sweepstakes I've ever seen. You better get on this now. Looking for that Brewers fan experience of a lifetime? Well, American Family Insurance is here to make it happen. And I don't know if I've seen a better sweepstakes. I've said this now for a couple of weeks. Enter the Superfan Tailgate Sweepstakes for your chance to win a pregame tailgate party for you and 5 friends, complete with a DJ. A DJ? You get field-level tickets, hotel stays, exclusive Brewers merch, and Christian Yelich memorabilia, but that's not it. You get a blanket chef. A private chef comes out to your tailgate. Wow. All of that. Enter now at amfam.com/Brewers. No purchase is necessary. You have until the stroke of midnight on the 25th of August. See official rules at amfam.com/Brewers. A DJ and a chef.
Private chef.
Dude, you get a chef and a DJ at a tailgate? I mean, now
is he a
I don't
Swedish
know.
chef?
I'm just wondering, is the chef also the DJ, or is it 2 different people? I don't know.
Mort.
DJ Chef.
Either way, he'll be cooking. We need to get to what Xavier McKinney said yesterday, or as apparently Keyshawn Nixon calls him, Avis, because they call each other by their middle names. I want to get Tausch's thoughts on that new phenomenon in the locker room. Is that better or worse than nicknames, even if nicknames like Shido and Jamo are lame-o? We'll get to that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, and the last preseason game in Green Bay this weekend means the return of regular season football is just about here. And that has me feeling extra good on this Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. Hallman Lindsay Quality Paints not only has the bold green and gold colors of our favorite team, but every color you'll ever need. And remember, Wisconsin's best painters use Wisconsin's best paint. Be sure to ask for it on your next paint project at any of Hallman Lindsay's Madison area locations. A Wisconsin legend for more than 6 decades, Hallman Lindsay is the only paint made and mixed in Wisconsin and for Wisconsin. Check them out at hallmanlindsay.com. That's hallmanlindsay.com. Hallman Lindsay, great paint, great people. Stay tuned for Feel Good Friday coming up to close out Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2026 Honda HR-V LX all-wheel drive for as low as $249 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut. 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Getting ready for what I am sure will be an outstanding Whoa Riley, along with Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. Quick question from the Pickler Green Bay.
Okay.
How often do people play pickleball one-on-one? I have not seen a single one-on-one match. The courts have been very busy. Is that just too much? Is that just way too much effort required to be an effective singles player?
Yeah, one-on-one's no joke. Like, I know people, Homer always gave me grief
play in a chair.
I can play in a chair. Oh. And then you go play, and it doesn't matter, like, if you're in great shape or if you're not, you're going to get a little sweat, and you're going to get a sweat with doubles. You start playing singles. Like, there's skinny singles where you play just one side of the court, and then you're playing like a tennis match.
Skinny
you're gonna
singles.
you're gonna get run, and it is a bear of a game when you're playing singles. So I don't know. When we had a bunch of people playing here this morning, it was almost all doubles. I think that's mostly what people do. But I think one group playing singles, and I got tired watching them. I can tell you that.
Is it something that's like IPT when it comes to court space? Like if there's just 2 people taking up an entire court when you could have
Great
4?
question. Great question.
Yes,
I don't know.
Tausch, do you know?
I don't.
Okay.
All right, let's get to Xavier McKinney and what he had to say yesterday. Because either Either Tausch had nothing to add or he wasn't listening to Riley's question.
There was a little glitch, so I didn't hear it, and I just was trying to play it off. But obviously, you're not going to let it go. So Riley, what was your question?
The question is are there not a lot of singles games played because it's IPT with court space? Like you don't want to have just two people taking up a full court when you could have four.
No, I mean you reserve the court, and
you reserve.
That is not. No, it's not a. There's the Pickler app. You can go, and then that's obviously. And no, if you're playing, I think people respect people play. Singles is no joke, like I said, and so no, it's not IPT under any stretch. I think it's you better have your shoes laced up and ready to roll because you're going to get a heck of a workout in if you're doing singles. That I can tell you.
All right, good to know.
Very insightful. I'm glad I got to hear that.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to do here. Go ahead.
I don't want you to do anything. I want you to listen to what Xavier McKinney had to say yesterday about where this team and where this defense are at.
I think it's been a pretty hard camp. I'm not saying that it hasn't been that for everybody else, but I just think that, even throughout the, fatigue, we've still been pretty detailed out. And, it's helped us because obviously you get a lot better when you're tired and you're still being able to do the right things and not have mental errors and things like that. So I think that's the biggest thing. And, I've enjoyed seeing that from our group.
So I don't know if Tausch, you obviously had much harder camps than these guys have had.
No, there's
by
no question
leaps
about that.
and bounds.
No, it's not even in the same world. It's a completely different game. But yeah.
Xavier McKinney came back yesterday. He did some individual drill work. That was it. He said from the very beginning of this calf issue that he'll be ready for the opener. There's no question in his mind about that. Yesterday was a nice step in that direction. Nate Hobbs, he got into a jawing back and forth yesterday at practice, but he hasn't practiced now in several weeks. He says he'll be ready for the opener. We'll have to wait and see. He did undergo a scope after tearing the meniscus in his right knee. You heard Matt LaFleur with Kay Adams talking about how much time all the wide receivers have missed. So it has been a disjointed training camp, and I don't feel like there's been a lot of instances where you looked at them and go, boy, they're really clicking, right? Oh, by the way, the quarterback has been limited to 7-on-7 work or not participating at all because of a thumb injury he suffered in the preseason opener. Were there ever years for you where you really felt like you went into the season cooking, like really, kind of on your P's and Q's and feeling really good about where you were at? And did that carry over? Because my recollection about a team that maybe didn't feel great going in to the season was in 2011 when Rodgers was being criticized for not organizing lockout workouts and then the limited training camp they had. And then they put up like 45 on the kickoff game against New Orleans at Lambeau. And he was up there doing his Smuggy McGee about, hey, look at this, not bad. If we would have practiced together, we would have put up 60, and which he was feeling it, and he had every right to because they were really good that night. But do you remember years where you maybe felt disjointed going into the season offensively, and it wasn't a big deal? Were there years where you felt disjointed and you were like, okay, and then we were disjointed in the opener, or vice versa, as you like to say, where you didn't really like how you went through camp and yet you hit the ground running when you got to the season?
No, it's more on the other side of it because I think if you're not finishing camp thinking you're hitting the ground running, I don't know what you're doing during camp. And everybody's optimistic. So for a vast majority of my 11 years, I would say we felt great. There were years that you did feel disjointed, and that was 05 and 06. With Mike's first year, I didn't feel confident, and I don't think they felt confident because, I tell this all the time. We went in and we played a conservative, very let's not screw up and let's just try and figure things out as the season's going, and it's 26-0, and you're like, what the hell are we doing? Like this is with Brett Favre as our quarterback. Like what are we doing? And that was the only time I ever felt like, and to our credit as a group, we started figuring things out and got better. But throughout that training camp, I felt like we had kid gloves on the whole time. And then finally, at some point, man, you ain't winning nothing in this league with kid gloves. You better be ready to rock and roll. And if you're not doing something right. So for the vast majority of my career, I'd say you always feel like you're at least in a great spot to win. Whether or not, I don't think anyone's thinking we're playing our best football September 7th. If you're doing that, you're not doing it right. You're just hoping I'm healthy, we feel good about what we're doing, and we're going to go out and we're going to play good football. And then we're going to get better week in, week out, and so that we're a team that is playing really good football after Thanksgiving and into the postseason. That is the goal. I don't think anybody, especially with the new limited training camp rules, there isn't anybody that's coming out saying we're going to be peaking, September 7th or whatever night that first. That's just not the way the NFL works now. But on the flip side, you certainly can feel the other way, and then you can get those feelings affirmed. And when that happens, it's, oh, boy, what are we getting ourselves into?
So for the September 7th opener against the Detroit Lions at Lambeau Field, will Mark Tauscher be taking a lot of mores, or will he take more lesses on his Packers projections from Prize Picks?
Well, I know this. The Kansas State freebie, 0.5. I know Dak Prescott, 0.5. Those I know that I'm getting myself into. I still have to look and study and figure out, but it'll be on Prize Picks, the simple way to play and the best way to play any of your daily fantasy sports. Pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get it right, you can win up to 2,000 times your cash. Prize Picks is available in more than 40 states, including Wisconsin. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more. Quick and easy deposits into your account. And they have the Flex Play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. And you know what, man? We all have opinions. Still got those season-long operations that you can look at. Jordan Love, I think we said, was 35.50. I last year made some. It didn't go well. This year, turn your sports opinions into real money. You have a vibe that a certain running back is going to have a big year. Go more. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash. Download the Prize Picks app. Use that code WI, and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI on Prize Picks for $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Whoa, Riley. Jiu-jitsu, dating escapades, or just straight-up sports? We'll find out next, because Whoa, Riley is next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. As we count down the days to kickoff of the college and pro football seasons, you may be planning those last few weekend road trips before we get back into our fall routines. And if that's the case, remember to stop by and see the reliable service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie before you hit the road. There is no better vehicle service team than the team I trust over at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. You can get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil, and make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you can focus on the fun of getting from place to place for whatever your next adventure holds and not allowing vehicle trouble to disrupt you. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. There's only so much time left in the summer. Don't let vehicle trouble take a second of it away from you. Trust the fantastic service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well, born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
This is our crew.
Flair, shallow center. Here's the throw from Perkins. It is going to be in time! Blake Perkins says goodnight.
Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
Slow down on Monday, not a sound. On Wednesday, might get loud. On Friday, but on Saturday, we paint the town. Lose my sense of time or 2 weeks feel like days. Medicaid in the afternoon, and I just want to know, have you lost your footing too? I just pray that I'm not losing you. Catch me floating circles in my fishbowl, keep things fresh. She said that I should change my clothes. I exaggerate the life we used to know.
Will Riley coming up next. Want to remind you in Madison and certainly everywhere, if you want to watch on YouTube, Lake Mills taking on Lakeside Lutheran tonight, 7 p.m. Prep Mania and ESPN Madison, 100.5 ESPN Madison. Boy, I'll tell you, Tausch, I know we both were in high school a long time ago, me even longer ago than you. But, like, I have a good friend who his kids go to Bayport, and I saw Brian last night, and he left the game early, and after his daughter was done with the halftime dancing that she does with the dance team, and he watched the second half on the comfort of his couch because the Bayport Middleton game was being streamed on YouTube. It's pretty cool that people far away from their families can still catch those games, and we do our part with ESPN Madison's Prep Mania. And again, Lakeside Lutheran and Lake Mills tonight on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, as well as over the air. You were pleased with what you heard from Jesse and company last night. They did a nice job. You gave them a lot of attaboys.
They did, yeah. And, we love giving Jesse grief. That's one of our favorite pastimes, but he does do a great job on our show. Maybe not Wone Nelly's as of late, but, yeah, it's just, I think for high school athletes, I have to admit, I'm a little jaded because I've, was able to play at Wisconsin and Green Bay, and then I've been on the radio, and I think sometimes we forget how big of a deal it is for high school athletes and for just athletes in general to be out, and for ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee, I know we do stuff with high school sports as well. When you're there, you just see that the kids and the coaches, there's such a great appreciation for covering high school sports at a good level, because it's gotten less and less throughout the years of covering high school sports. It's a big deal, and I thought last night those guys really captured and put on a really nice presentation of Prep Mania, and I think all of those kids and student body, the people that really love the high school football, but the kids that played, I can assure you, you're going back and watching some clips from last night's game.
Amen to that. All right, time now for Whoa, Riley.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
All right. For those who didn't listen last week, Jason and Brian Bulaga spent much of Whoa Riley grilling me about my dating life, and I made the promise to both Jason and Brian that I would go on one date before the next time I filled in. Unfortunately, that did not end up happening. However,
What happened? You're a handsome guy. No dates in a week for you?
Not for lack of trying, but it was just because.
Is it all apps? What do you mean you're trying? Give us a taste of what is trying.
Yeah,
look
so
like
I had deleted the apps, and then at the encouragement of Jason and Brian last week, and I didn't want to be selfish. You guys are living vicariously through me. I downloaded.
We did tell you that. That is true.
I did re-download one app, and now I have a date planned for this weekend. So it's not that it was just
that
didn't have
counts.
time. Yeah,
that counts. All right.
I got to be honest.
moving.
I thought our ruling was that you had to do it before Brian filled in again.
Oh, it was
So
before.
I think
I
you're
thought it
still
was
on
me.
solid ground.
Oh, yeah,
No,
you're
both of
fine.
you.
Oh, then I'm
You
chilling.
we needed
Well, I'm
another
off on
Tausch day off. So
I'm off
we
on
got one.
Wednesday next week, so you better get something done this weekend.
All right.
Perfect. Yeah, my understanding. The good news for you, if this doesn't go well for you, this date you should be. You're going to get a reprieve, because while Tausch is out, Brian also has a conflict that day, so we're going to go in a different direction with our cousin sub for that absence for the old boy. So you got some time, but are we excited about this date, or are you just checking the box so Bulaga and I don't get after you?
No, I'm actually excited about this date. I've been talking with this woman for quite a while, and our schedules just haven't lined up. Like, we've tried to go on dates in the past, and it just schedule conflicts. So now this just invigorated the interest, and I was like, hey, let's get this on the calendar. So now this weekend it should happen. So I will keep you guys posted.
Is that the romantic thing you said to her? Hey, let's get this on the calendar.
Yeah. No, my exact words might have been hey, do you want to actually plan this date now? Or so. It was worse than let's get this on the calendar. But it worked.
And does she know anything about you at this point, including that this may or may not turn out to be radio fodder?
Not yet. I'll tell her on the date.
So,
She'll
Riley,
learn.
you had that one young lady that you were obviously very smitten with.
Yes.
And you did the quill pen.
Yep.
Are you stalking or following her still to see what she's up to?
Oh, I can't believe we asked that.
Yeah. No.
What do you mean you can't believe I asked that? You're not?
What is that?
Hey, wink. Hey, Riley, wink, wink. You're not?
No, not wink, wink. I don't know. It's just kind of, and I get this from my dad, but once I'm done with a relationship, there's the mourning period, but then after that, it's I'm done. I'm done with you. I don't care.
All right.
We're done. So I hope she's doing well, but I have no
Wish
idea
her
what's
the
going
best.
on. Yep.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yep.
We're on to bigger and hopefully
Take
better
that high
things.
road. Well done, Riley. Good for you.
We thank her for her service, and we
Yes.
wish her the best with her next endeavor. And weirdly enough, Riley's dad married 6 times. I don't know if people knew that.
Jeez.
That is
wow.
incorrect, but
Wow.
all right then, Jason.
Whoa, Riley. Let's move it along. I think it's
Okay, I'm shocked you guys didn't, or that Jesse didn't bring this up during Whoa Nelly yesterday, but we talked about this on the jump around. The Badgers introduced some new throwback uniforms yesterday morning at 8 a.m. For those on the YouTube stream, you can get a look at them here. They're being labeled as 1980s throwbacks. They wore this exact combo up to 1990. And it's got Bucky on the sleeve. It's got the old block W. So first, I want your guys' initial impressions on the Badgers' new throwbacks.
Well, Jason, this is your era, so let's hear it.
Love them. The McLean Center may be going away, but the McLean history will not be. I can see these guys in the Garden State Bowl right now. I love the old school Bucky with the block W.
Yes.
Obviously, the motion W. Everyone loves it, and Barry rebranded this program and then took it to unforeseen heights. But I love the throwback stuff. I've seen a few of the throwback like hoodies and stuff on Fanatics. I am a huge fan of this. I love these throwbacks. I'm just wondering, at what point will we get to the throwback of the ones that were worn? Was it against Colorado?
Yes. I'm wondering that too.
And they got run out of the gym. They were like versions of the Dallas Cowboys alternate uniforms, but in Badgers colors, and the game did not go well. Rashaan Salam ran them out of the building. You must be thinking, there they are, right there.
For those curious.
Boy, those were bad.
I have that exact Darrell Bevel jersey in my closet. I should have
Is it a
worn it today.
onesie?
No, it's a jersey.
How old were you? That game is like 1995.
I found it on eBay.
Along with your Eric Dickerson Indianapolis Colts.
Exactly. That was Goodwill Auctions, but similar.
Shopgoodwill.com, and they sell ice cream. Tausch, what do you think of the throwbacks?
I like them. I think, listen, man, I am an old school cat when it comes to this stuff. They're not doing this on my behalf, but players love it. And you saw the reaction when they did the video and they had guys go out and, let's bring these guys in. And I love the traditional part of it. I love the fact that Bucky is back in play when it comes to this. So if the players like it and you play well, I'm all for it. If not, it is what it is. But you have to find ways to get people excited. You want to sell merch. This does it in both ways, so I'm all in. I like it.
All right, that leads to my follow-up question. Do you guys believe that alternate uniforms for Wisconsin are bad luck? Historically, Wisconsin, I did research on this yesterday for the jump around. If you count when they wore the red helmets.
We had a producer who did research? Sorry.
Potentially. If you count the red helmets in the Gary Anderson era, the Badgers are 8-4 in alternate uniforms. But if you just count the one-offs, they're 2-4. And I know after these bad boys, we didn't see alternate uniforms until 2005. And those were throwbacks against Bowling Green. So, do you guys believe alternate uniforms are bad luck for the Wisconsin Badgers? Yes or no?
No. Come on, we don't believe in that stuff around here.
I don't, no.
All right, good. I'm just checking because I know some people don't like the alternates because they think the team plays poorly.
Unless it's Strofe when they are going for burgers and he puts the whammy on them by going to the local George Webb's prematurely. All right, that is it for Will Riley. Now, Will Riley has not been added to the new ESPN app as far as I know. As good as it is very good. But literally everything else you could possibly ask for is on the brand new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics. I've run out of fingers. Lacrosse. The list goes on and on. Plus, shows like Sports Center with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, and the entire 30 for 30 library, which is my favorite part of it. You know I love those documentaries. And the old school ones, the recent ones, they are phenomenal. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. So sign up now. We wrap up the show and wrap up the week with Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tausch here for Pizza Hut, and you know how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid, participating in their legendary Book It program. Man, I loved getting those personal pizzas, and Pizza Hut's latest offer has me feeling a blast from the past. Introducing Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes, 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch and Nashville hot chicken. Each of these crafted flats pizzas, just $5. All day, every day, making them perfect options for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 crafted flats pizza at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. $5 crafted flats pizzas, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Wisconsin will need to earn its way back to bowl eligibility. How the Badgers respond to adversity? A big question after last season's 5-game slide to end the year. Badger columnist Jim Polzine on how Bucky can use shortcomings as fuel for 2025.
The idea of walking into a locker room every day and not seeing any trophies was gut-wrenching. They may play well in October and still go 1-3, and then what? If you're 4-4 exiting October, where are you mentally? Where are you physically? But where are you mentally? And how much buy-in do you still have at that point? Because that's when the leadership and culture is going to get tested.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place, and it has changed the game for me. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all the great new features like watching 4 games at once with multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. So you got to check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Mark Tausch here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
You gotta get down on Friday. It's time to finish the week off right. It's Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay.
Before we close up shop from the Picklers with Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints, Tausch needs to tell us about Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Oh, Hard Rock Casino Rockford, over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space, more than 1,300 slots, 50 live table games, and that wonderful sports book that the Wilde and Tausch crew is going to do really well on. And they also have the Hard Rock Live entertainment venue, 23,000 square feet, premium concert and event space, more than 1,000 feet of LED screens. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination, and it's just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois, about an hour from Madison. And I believe Riley and Jesse and all the crew are doing a college football preview show from Hard Rock Casino Rockford tomorrow morning, if I'm correct. So
that we are.
What a menu and what a venue Hard Rock Casino has to offer. What a poet, and he didn't even know it. Before we get to Riley pulling this week's trivia winner, a quick Feel Good Friday. I got to see the Seattle Seahawks players take part in the AmFam Dream Drive bike tradition. It was fantastic. Sam Darnold had a blast with it. So did his teammates. That was our Feel Good Friday for the week. Riley, pick a winner so we can go.
All right, sounds good. The winner for this week is Mailman Matt up in Appleton.
Yeah. Mailman Matty. Good win for him.
It was a great week here on Wilde and Tausch. That's it for today. From the Pickler in Green Bay and from the Pickler in Menominee Falls, thanks for coming along for the ride with us. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My new friend Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit Kohler Services